Okay, I'm back from all that grinding, and as you can see, my whole team is now level 60. If you check my screen, I think it's been around 8 hours since I last, was here. Yeah, grinding took a while. It really doesn't help that at this point, Ricky's fluctuating experience group is really starting to show. So look at his total experience now. It's pretty much approached the amount of Fish Slayer and Lyra, both of whom are in the slow experience group. Now, remember that Ricky leveled up very, very quickly early on. And, yeah, the amount of experience points required for him to get to the next level, it's kind of insane at this point. Fluctuating, for those who don't know, levels up very fast early, but very slowly at higher levels, and that was annoying. Anyway, though, I'm going to go into Orre Colosseum, but this is going to be tricky. So we're going to enter, we're going to challenge the first set, which is currently question marks, because we don't know what these sets really are at the moment. Now, set 1 specializes in status ailments, and the first battle is against someone who spams sleep. This one is generally agreed to be the hardest fight in this set of 4, so if you can get past this, the rest is a little bit easier. However, here is something that I want to point out here. You are really expected to go into Orre Colosseum with fully EV trained, preferably bred Pokemon as well, because your opponents are all fully EV trained and all have perfect IVs. Doing this with a main story team that has just random effort points all over the place is insanely difficult, and I really don't recommend it. You actually have to beat the first set in order to continue the post-game, and doing so with a non-EV trained team is gonna be pretty brutal. This might take me a few attempts, I'll just say. So we get to choose 3 Pokemon for our team. Here, I definitely want Lavertine, but the problem is that things like Breloom are going to outspeed and spawn me before I can Fire Blast them. Let's see who I end up going with. I kind of like having Skahar in the lead, but actually maybe I should have Lyra or Ricky. You know what, I'm going to lead with Orson for his sheer power and Ricky for Mach Punch. Mach Punch could help with that Houndoom. Definitely want Lavertine in the wings, and then maybe Fish Slayer to clean up towards the end. So we still get the Colosseum intro here. And if you play Colosseum's battle mode, this pan-over of the whole stadium should be pretty familiar to you. Standing right in the shadow with one of those fingers. So, he's being pretty obvious what his strategy is. Like I said, this is easily the most difficult fight in this set of 4 rounds. Going straight for Breloom and Gardevoir, huh? I am almost positive that Gardevoir has Dream Eater. Many of his Pokemon, not only do they have sleep moves, they like to capitalize on their sleep moves by having moves like Focus Punch and Dream Eater that really punish you for falling asleep. So, this is going to be pretty tough. I kind of want to take out the Breloom as quickly as possible, even though that Gardevoir probably has Hypnosis as well. I could try and Stun Spore something, but I doubt I'll actually get it off before it puts me to sleep, so I am actually going to switch out. So one thing about the AI is, now if that Gardevoir has Psychic, it's probably going to be going for Ricky, because the AI usually likes to go for super effective moves, even has the option. Ice Punch. Oh, that's weird. Oh, actually it was aimed at Ricky, so yeah, super effective moves even has the option. I know the movesets of some of these people, but not all of them. And yeah, that Breloom also has Sludge Bomb. I feel like, okay, Fish Slayer actually survived. That's kind of surprising. Of course I get poisoned. Well, at least Orson was untouched that turn. Let's see how much damage he does with return. Do not expect to 1-hit KO everything here if you don't have EV-trained Pokemon, because you're really not going to. Without full investment into your attacking stats, there is no way you're one-shotting many of these Pokemon, so just bear that in mind, especially if they're defensive Pokemon, because they'll likely be fully EV invested into their defenses. I'm going to go for a quick attack here. Priority is really good because don't expect to outspeed anything unless you have max EVs and perfect speed IVs. Because the AI fully invests into speed, and if your speed is not perfect, there's no way you're matching them. Oh, of course you're going to go for Hypnosis. Well, that was lucky. At least I got rid of the Spore user, and at least it never used Spore. See, like I said, don't expect to be 1-hit KOing many things here if you're not fully invested in your attacking stats. Now that Slowbro likes to use Yawn. I'm going to go for a quick attack of this Gardevoir to finish it off so it doesn't do anything. And now he's down to 2, and I still have 3. Parasect! Okay, another Spore user. I'm pretty positive Parasect is going to be slower than Leviatine, and that Lucky Crit is going to really help. Kind of surprised I one-shot it, because Slowbro is pretty beefy defensively. Okay, I'm still at 3. I feel pretty confident about winning this fight, but let's just see how the rest of it goes. Okay, good, I outsped Parasect. It's pretty slow, that's not hard. Kind of a shame that I one-shotted this thing before it could use Return, which it does have, because its physical attacking animation is pretty funny. It pretty much turns itself into a flying saucer and spins around and flies at them. More sleep jokes. Okay, so that went smoother than I could have hoped. Also, here's something that I only discovered about Colosseum matches. Well, actually, I'll show that later. Round 2 focuses on confusion combined with own tempo, meaning this battle mainly boils down to a bit of luck, but the main recourse here is to KO the confusion users. They all use Teeter Dance, by the way, and they protect their partners with own tempo. KO the Teeter Dance users before they can get Teeter Dance off, and thankfully, all of your Teeter Dance users, with the possible exception of Grumpig and I think maybe Lickitung, they all are weak to fighting, so Mach Punch is going to be good here. I'm going to also go for Fish Lair because I want speed. I want to take them out before they can confuse me. And other than that, I kind of just want some raw power. Most of the Pokemon on this guy's team aren't particularly powerful, so if you can get around confusion, it's really not that bad. One thing that I will... Okay, also, you can press buttons here to skip the Colosseum intro. One thing that I will mention here is, because the first round of Orre Colosseum is so status-heavy, Substitute and Safeguard. If you have any Pokemon with those moves, they are excellent here. In particular, Substitute plus Setup moves is excellent for this round. It can actually prevent a lot of the AI's annoying strategies. I should mention this Smeargle also has Mind Reader and Sheer Cold, but hopefully it won't get a chance to use that. I'm going to double up on the Smeargle, and hopefully Fish Slayer is faster than it. Smeargle only has base 75 speed, but let's see if... Yep, it's fully invested. I can't outspeed it, so yeah, even with a 95 base speed Pokemon. So now the annoying luck-based stuff begins. Yeah. Thankfully, you can switch out of confusion to prevent that. I've probably lost Ricky right here, haven't I? I still feel like I went for the best play there, but I kind of feel like I need Leviatine's quick attack here. But, yeah, didn't get lucky with confusion, which is kind of a shame. Okay, also, Trace Pokemon. Excellent here, because you can Trace own tempo and become immune to confusion. If you do that, you're pretty solid for most of this round, actually. There's not much the AI can do to you if you Trace own tempo. Okay, you're going for that. Thankfully, I'm going to take you out before you get a chance to use Sheer Cold. Well, that's unlucky. Actually, I probably should have switched... Oh! Okay, so... Here is something else irritating about Orre Colosseum. And now you're pretty much totally telegraphing me into switching out. In fact, because I'm locked on as well, so I've got a Sheer Cold coming at me. Which is annoying, because Orson still has a 30% chance of being 1-hit KO. This is why I hate the Mind Reader Sheer Cold strategy. Or Lock On, what have you. But yeah... The AI likes to use Lax Incense, Bright Powder, every Hax item under the sun, and due to the lack of item claws, they can get around that by using both Lax... What the heck are you doing, Smeargle? You are kind of dumb. Anyway. Due to the item claws, they can still get around that by using both Bright Powder and Lax Incense, which both do the exact same thing. So they can effectively have 2 evasion items on the same team, which is painfully annoying. So, Get used to that. There is a fairly good chance that you might lose a few battles due to hacks. The good news is that when you're only having to do streaks of 4, not 7, the chance of you failing due to hacks is a lot lower than it would be in, say, the Battle Frontier. So, that's at least a good thing. Okay, you're faster, but I feel like they're going to double target onto Orson. Well, at least I paralyzed you. At least Orson got a return off. See, like I said, don't expect to be one at killing things, and wow, luck really bailed me out there. So, you're on low health and paralyzed. I kind of want to just focus on destroying that Grumpig. I can switch Fish Slayer back in, and hopefully he'll come into a Psychic. The AI can be pretty predictable sometimes. In this round, from what I've read when I was researching this place, if the AI doesn't have any super effective moves, it usually will always go for a status move. So, that can also make them pretty predictable. Yeah, Grumpig is pretty bulky. Oh wow, nice one. The AI completely wasted their turn there. So, I think I'm going to go for... I don't think Grumpig can really do much to Fish Slayer. Yeah. Not very much at all. Like I said earlier, this guy's confusion strategy is mitigated by the fact that most of his Pokemon aren't that strong. So, if you can trace own tempo, or if you can get Safeguard or Substitute up, this fight's not that bad. Spinder. Now, I'm going to be very embarrassed if this thing outspeeds me. Remember, there is no Choice Scarf in Gen 3, so a Pokemon's base speed is what you get. In fact, the only choice item in Gen 3 is the Choice Band. And I'm just going to try and crunch the Grumpig. I'm pretty sure Grumpig can learn Confuse... Well, of course it can learn Confuse, right? I'm pretty sure it can learn Tina Dance. But I haven't seen it... That's 3 for 3 for Confusion, isn't it? Oh, wow. You actually are outspeeding Lyra. Well, good news is that's done absolutely nothing, because Grumpig has own tempo and Fish Slayer is already confused, so... At least the Spinder outspeeding me didn't actually do anything. Kinda glad they ended up using Spinder. He has some Pokemon that I'd say are a little bit more threatening than that thing. Ice Punch. Remember, the Elemental Punches are special in this generation, so expect to see a lot of special attackers using them here. Oh, please don't be 4 for 4. Good. And thankfully that is Grumpig down. Oh, that could be bad, actually. Well, good news is that I'm going to finish you off now. Oh, and I still had Orson anyway, who's probably not going to outspeed Spinder, but oh well. That's really not a sentence that you see every day, but it's true in this case, because... Yeah, this should be a perfect example to you of why... them having perfect IVs and often maximum speed investment is a really big deal, because even Pokemon like Spinder are very likely to outspeed faster non-EV trained Pokemon. Now, the third round is kind of weird. He doesn't have a particular strategy other than that he has some Pokemon with Follow Me. He just kind of just uses all the statuses and a bit of flinching. Good news is, apart from the Raichu, his team isn't particularly threatening offensively, so... I think I'm going to lead with Lavertine, and let's see who else. Does have quite a few Pokemon that are weak to Fish Slayer, but I feel like if I do lead with Fish Slayer, he's going to lead with Raichu. I kind of feel like I need Ricky here, and then on my 4th slot, I'll just go for Orson for, once again, the raw power. Sorry for getting rid of the jingle there, but I just wanted to show that you can actually skip the round intro animations. I don't know if you could do that in Colosseum or not. You definitely can in this game, though. And that works in Pyrite, Colosseum, and Relgam Tower as well. Togetic and Stantler. Okay, Intimidate time. And I'm pretty positive that Togetic is going to go for Follow Me. Yeah, he foreshadowed that when he said that even the strongest Pokemon are nothing when they don't do what they're ordered. In which case, it's Follow Me. So, Fire, I'm just gonna double target that thing anyway. There's not really that much that Standler can do except try and flinch spam you, which annoyingly it does tend to get off more often than not. Well, thankfully it didn't get off the flinch there. Oh, and it actually didn't use Follow Me. That's kind of interesting. And yeah, I'm stuck trying to hit the Togetic on the special side, which is its better defensive stat, only because I got intimidated. And with my Intimidate, I'm pretty sure that Togetic is not actually going to go down to a quick attack. Much as it would look like it. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, with leftovers too. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to one-shot with quick attack, so I'm just going to go for Fire Blast on the Standler, and... this is tricky. I don't really know what to do. I kind of feel like Fish Slayer is going to be dead weight here, so I might as well just... You're probably going to be aiming at Fish Slayer. Let's see. Yes, you were. Yes, this guy can try and para-flinch you, which is annoying. Please don't be going for Aerial Ace or something like that. That would be really bad. Well, thankfully my track record with Fire Blast in this game is continuing. Okay, that probably is quick attack range. Body Slam. Oh yeah, that's probably Serene Grace boosted, so that might paralyze me anyway. Yes, it did, and this is where I'm wishing that I was a later gen Flareon and had Guts, because I'm pretty sure that is Flareon's hidden ability. Alright, I'm not gonna... I wonder if I should try and Mach Punch the Togetic. I'm gonna go for this. Also, I probably should be dropping False Swipe, but really, there is one more Shadow Pokemon left in the game, and I kind of still wanted it until then. Sort of had a feeling Togetic would survive, and that means it's probably gonna try and paralyze. Kind of weird that you have both Thunder Wave and Body Slam on the same Pokemon. Another Grumpig! I sure do like them here. No, going for another Body Slam, which given your... Nope, it's going for the Pokemon that's already paralyzed, so I don't even need to worry about it paralyzing anymore. Okay, then. Right. Now, this could be potentially bad. I am intimidated, so the Shadow Ball's not going to be doing that much. I'm going to switch out because I'm pretty sure I've got a Psychic aimed at me. Oh, maybe I should have switched out Fish Slayer earlier so I could have absorbed this Psychic, but then again, I didn't know he was going to use Grumpig. No, he was targeting... Well, I got a critical hit anyway, and... At least you didn't double target. Like I said, this probably isn't going to KO. Very... Yeah, no way that was going to KO. Could try and switch Ricky back in, but I really don't think that'll help. Oh, this is not that great. Sort of want the Grumpig gone more than the Togetic at this point. Glad you moved first, because that way Ricky is not going to be coming right into an extra sensory. He's 3 up against my 2. This is not looking good, and one of mine is severely weakened. Well, at least Orson went first here. Actually, probably should have targeted the Togetic. Oh, well. Oh, no. That's actually terrible. Of course, he sends out the strongest Pokemon last. I really should have targeted the Togetic there. I just forgot that Orson was outspeeding it. This does not look good for me. And it's even worse because I'm now paralyzed. Well, that did quite a lot. At least I can take solace in that. Still going for Body Slam. Now, if I'm lucky with paralysis, I really shouldn't have said that, but... Okay, good. Hopefully this KOs. I actually might have a slight chance here. Because you just seem to be spamming Body Slam. I forgot how much Mach Punch does. I think one good Sky Uppercut will finish it, though. So I need to get a bit lucky with Paralysis here. Oh, this is not good. Okay, good. Don't miss, please. Thank you. Okay, that was surprising. I actually pulled off a win there. It's a weird defeat quote. Okay, final round. Now, the weird thing is, I don't want to speak too soon, but the final battle here is actually not that tough at all. It's Lovrina! Yes, we have post-game Cypher rematches, but unlike Colosseum, they actually have fully EV-trained and bred teams, usually having some kind of competitive strategy. Lovrina, though, she just loves to spam annoying status. The good news is, very few of her Pokemon are actually that strong offensively, like most of the opponents in this round. So, if you have Safeguard or Substitute, you can pretty much just cheese this fight, because she mainly relies on Toxic to take you down. Okay, anyway, who am I going to be leading with? I really want to have Ricky in the wings, in case that Blissey ends up coming out later. So I'll start off with Lavertine, and Lyra's going to be weak to Shadow Ball. Now, the good news is, if she does lead with that Wobbuffet, I don't need to worry at all, because I can just ignore it. The Wobbuffet can't hurt you if you don't hurt it, though it does have Charm, so it can debilitate you a little bit. I think I'll just go for Lyra here. So, it's time for the return of Lovrina. Feel like it really shouldn't have been a coincidence, because... Oh, that's cool. The Cypher admins get the old Colosseum Cypher admin theme, which I haven't actually said this before. This properly loops now. In Colosseum, you only got the first part of the loop in actual stadiums, but here you get the full loop of the Cypher admin battle theme. Anyway, though, Egan implied that everyone volunteered to fight the protagonist, so I don't know why Lovrina is saying this is a coincidence, unless she's just being sarcastic. Anyway, now that Wobbuffet is out, I can safely ignore it, except for the fact that Orson can't actually hurt Misdreavus, so Orson is stuck using Fake Tears. But this might actually help me. Well, you're a jerk. Wow, Orson wants Wobbuffet easier to knock out later. Oh, please don't hit Lavertine. Well, Orson's not hurting the Misdreavus anyway, so I'm fine with that. Let us continue to spam Fake Tears. I'm tormenting you. Go ahead, do that. I wasn't going to be using anything but Fake Tears anyway, and by the time you're gone, I'll be switching Orson out. So, yeah. Like I said, Lovrina is extremely passive, so her team is actually not that hard. I'm really thankful she's up first, because if they force you to fight any of the... Oh, okay. Well, I suppose I can just waste my turn. Actually, I'm going to do something. I don't think Lovrina has any other ghost types, and if the Blissey ends... I've never seen her do that before. That's it. Of course, the Blissey ends up coming out now, so obviously the Blissey is not going to be targeting into the... Okay, I'm pretty sure this doesn't take effect until... Yeah, okay, this doesn't take effect until now, so I can still use Shadow Ball, even though it was the move that I used previously. Be careful of using Choice Band users against her, because Torment will force them to struggle. Melodic. Well, I'm actually fine with smacking a Melodic with a return right off the... or a Brick Break. Yeah, I was kind of expecting Blissey, but turns out the Blissey came in on the other slot. I have never actually seen her switch out Wobbuffet, but I guess she realized that I'll... No, the AI's not smart enough to realize I was ignoring it. Now, let me just try something here. Oh, no, it switched out of my stat drops. That is interesting. The AI is actually smart enough to do that. I can give them credit for that, at least, because I'm pretty sure that's what the AI was... Well, actually, Return hits harder than a super effective Brick Break anyway. I just want to try something. I'm going to try something right here. Even though I am Charmed, I want to see if this one-shots Blissey anyway. Because that'd be hilarious. Who are you going for there? Please don't be Orson. Of course it was Orson. I still have Ricky, though. Well, at least I'm charmed. And I don't think Helping Hand boosts confusion damage. Okay, then. I'm going to change my plans now. I'm actually not going to target that Blissey yet. I'm going to switch out for Lyra. Because if I don't one-shot it, I'm going to go down to counter, and I don't want that to happen. Actually, that's excellent. If I get status, I can just switch out. No, wait, no! Switching out retraces. Reset your trace ability, so I wouldn't get the benefit anyway. Dang it. Oh well. Didn't really expect that to do that much anyway, and Lyra being trapped in with Wrap is fine. As you can see, okay, I'm going to go for Helping Hand and Thunderbolt to try and get rid of the Melodic, but as you can see, Venus's team is very, very passive, and this just kind of goes to show about how... please don't hit Lyra. Okay, that's fine. This just goes to show how this kind of stall works much better in singles than it does in doubles. In singles, when you've only got one Pokemon out, singles has room for slow-paced play like this, but doubles is a lot more fast-paced and a lot more offensive, and with the risk of a double target, Pokemon that rely on pure stall just aren't as effective as they would normally be. Well, I don't entirely care at this point. That's not going to really do much. I wonder if Quick Attack is even going to KO. If it doesn't, then that's a bit of a problem. And I don't know what her... Actually forgot that Labour Team was confused for a second there. Was just thinking about what her... okay, so Wobbuffet, Mischievous, and then these two... She's actually gone through all of her Pokemon, so... Whatever is in the wings has to be Wobbuffet. Yeah, this Blissey just can't do anything. If it had Seismic Toss, it would be more threatening, but at this point I can just ignore it. Guess that's another reason why Stall is not that good in doubles, is the fact that you can just ignore Pokemon if, I'm gonna try for this, actually. That you can just outright ignore Pokemon if they're not really doing much to you. And also the fast-paced nature of doubles means that Toxic rarely has enough time to rack up good damage. It's kind of like how entry hazards are not that useful in doubles. Also, I've replaced Sing with Hypnosis. Lyra did learn that eventually, and it's objectively better than Sing, so I had to do that. Even though Sing is an XD exclusive move and it's sad to see it go, like I said, Hypnosis is objectively better than Sing. You know what? I guess I can play the status game too. Really? Wow. I should also mention something. I was going to mention it before, but I didn't get the chance to. In Grinding Session, Lavertine. Guess what Lavertine ended up learning? At, like, the level 50s. Leer! Leer! Leer. Game Freak just hates Flareon. There is no other explanation. Game Freak just hates Flareon and wants its existence to be nothing but pain. Because why else would you give something Leer at in the level 50s? Okay, here's Wobbuffet. Oh look, it's two Pokemon that I can safely ignore without actually you coming in and arena trapping me in while... Well, you know, same difference, it's Shadow Tag, but they're effectively the same ability, means that I actually am going to lose Lyra. Which is unfortunate, but, what will I do here? I'm going to go for... I don't know. I'm just going to Fire Blast the Blissey, even though it won't do much. And I'm going to put the Wobbuffet to hopefully hit with both Hypnosises, which is kind of unlike me. Oh, you have a Lumberry. I was wondering if for a second you had Bright Power or Lax Incense, but that proved me wrong. That's actually surprisingly not bad damage to a Blissey special. You do have Size. Why the heck weren't you using that before? Much like what Lovrina's Melodic has done to my Pokemon, I am very confused. I guess that's the thing where like the AI is like, oh, if I don't have any super effective moves, I'll just use status. That must have stopped them from using yeah, Size. I'm still very confused now. Anyway, Helping Hand and Sky Uppercut from a non-charm Pokemon. I'm almost positive I don't need to worry about counter here. Blissey is gone. Blissey is definitely gone. Especially since I don't think the AI does what competitive Pokemon players usually do with Blissey and invest fully in its defense. As weird as it sounds, investing fully in Blissey's defense is actually better for its overall tanking power than investing in just HP and special defense. In fact, many Blisseys I remember from back in the day didn't even invest in HP at all. It's just high enough that it doesn't really matter. Okay, here's the point where things get a little bit problematic. I kind of want to just soften you up with Quick Attack for the time being. Just so that I don't potentially get countered into oblivion, and then I'll paralyze you. You know, I just realized if you have a Sableye, that completely neutralizes this Wobbuffet, because Sableye is immune to both Counter and Mirror Coat. And that counter was still enough to finish me off. Wobbuffet does have a lot of HP. I actually need to be careful here. I could quite easily lose this if I'm... especially since I've... my strategy of fake tearsing 3 times and using special moves won't work. This is not good. I'm actually just going to go for not very effective moves, just to make sure that I maybe don't get one-shotted with counter. That is one possible strategy to use against Wobbuffet, is just, making sure to only damage it weakly, because that way you don't get countered for very much. Wonder if the AI is actually smart enough to always go for the correct counter. I don't know if it actually cheats and knows whether using physical or special moves, but I wouldn't put it past it. Like, I mean, you could definitely program an AI to be like, if opposing Pokemon's base attack higher than base special attack, then use counter. But I doubt the AI is programmed that way. Like, that's how I'd do it if I was programming AI for somebody who uses Wobbuffet. You know what? I'm gonna just go for the return here. Because I feel like I might get counter-deathed by Brick Break anyway at this point. Well, that'll do it! Hey, I actually did beat this place on my first on-camera attempt. That's kind of surprising. But like I said though, personally, the first fight is the hardest here by far. Everything else is just not that hard, especially since I specialize in only status. However, Orre Colosseum gets much, much, much harder. That is only the absolute most basic of basics when it comes to Orre Colosseum, and that is the only set that I recommend taking on with non-EV trained Pokemon. From this point on, don't even think about not using EV trained Pokemon for this. Oh yeah, Pokemons too. Wow, I get more from rounds of Mount Battle, and they're easier than that, I'd argue. I get a special reward from Egan. Also, after defeating the first round of Orre Colosseum, you get this email. Oh hey, she's picked up her husband's habit of cutting off emails. But yeah, this is the beginning of the second post-game quest, and it's sadly one of only 3 post-game quests in this game. So the post-game's going to go very quickly. Other than that though, let's go ahead and talk to Egan. You don't even have a hat! So every set of this place that you finish, you get a new title from the boss of the place. So Lovrina has conferred upon us Lovrina Fan Club member number 1. Well, we're the only member of her fan club now, apparently. Also, you get a TM for every round of this place, meaning that a few of the TMs in this game are insanely difficult to obtain, and I really don't like this personally, because in order to get some of the later TMs here, you basically have to prove that you don't need them. I know that Dragon Claw is on one of the later rounds, and seriously, if you've got Pokemon that are strong enough to take on the later rounds here, you really probably have already taught them Dragon Claw from Emerald anyway, so it's kind of annoying. So, I'll just show that the titles that you get from Orre Colosseum actually show up on your, that's a trainer card, well, it's the equivalent. They show up on your P-Star DA. So, at this point, I'm going to take some time to talk about the other rounds of Orre Colosseum. Well, just the kinds of strategies that they use and what I'd recommend going into this with. So let me first just go to my Pokemon here in the PC. It is possible to do Orre Colosseum with Pokemon that you obtain from XD, though remember that Lugia is banned. Generally agreed to be the best Pokemon that you can obtain in XD to do Orre Colosseum with: Starmie, Snorlax, Gardevoir, Flygon, Salamence, Zapdos, Tauros. They're just a few off the top of my head, but there are still some others that can work quite well here too. You might be wondering though about EV training. Here's the thing, you actually can EV train in XD. The later rounds of Mount Battle, specifically I believe Area 7 and onward, the first 5 matches will always give EVs to one stat, and the next 5 will always give EVs to another stat. For example, Area 7 of Mount Battle, and I should know this because I trained there for so freaking long, the first 5 all give speed, the next 5 all give special attack, making it a perfect place to train your special sweepers. You also have the Nacho Brace in XD, which is the best that you can get when it comes to EV enhancing items. So yes, EV training in XD is possible. You don't need to own any of the GBA games to do it. However, if you want to use bred Pokemon, you will have to resort to the GBA games. Something that I want to mention, how are we handling this? I do plan on taking on, at some point, the later rounds of Orre Colosseum. Expect uploads then to be very sporadic because it's going to take me a while to get everything I need in order. I went through my copy of Emerald, my old copy of Emerald, and I found that I actually do have some EV trained Pokemon that I could use for this. I'll probably explain them like in some kind of other video and give people a choice as to what Pokemon that I use, but I've got a pretty good idea of some things that I might want to use here. However, most of them are at level 50, so I'm going to need to grind them up to level 60 for this. So that's going to take a little while. I'm going to have to go back to Mount Battle and grind again. Now, let me go over each of the rounds of Orre Colosseum. Round 2's end boss is Snaddle. Snaddle specializes in using Explosion and having his own Pokemon Protect. He also has a Muck that will try and imprison your Protects, so you can't just take out his exploding Pokemon by double protecting. Also remember, Explosion is effectively twice as strong in Gen 3 as it is in later generations because it halves your defense stat when calculating damage, so Snaddle can be pretty tough. Next up is round 3, where we fight Goregan. Goregan's entire team has Intimidate, so you want to use special Pokemon for this, not physical. Round 4 is Chobin with Robo Groudon. Chobin's strategy is to use Baton Pass and psych up to copy his own Baton Pass boosts. Chobin, however, is one of the easier bosses in this place because his AI follows a fixed routine that he never deviates from, and if you know that routine, it's very easy to counter him. Next up is Gonzap. Gonzap specializes in spamming Hyper Beam and its variants. He'll also occasionally try and use Roar or Whirlwind on his own Pokemon to skip the recharge turn. After Gonzap is Ardos. Here's where things get really insane. Ardos doesn't have one strategy in particular, other than that all of his Pokemon are really fast and extremely powerful. Then, the final round, Eldes. Eldes also has no particular strategy. All of his Pokemon are just some of the best you will ever find in Gen 3. To people who've actually bothered to do this, Eldes in Orre Colosseum is generally regarded as one of the hardest fights in all of Pokemon, at least single-player-wise. So, that's everything when it comes to Orre Colosseum. Next time we'll be taking on probably the biggest post-game quest there is, which isn't really saying much in XD, but the reward is fantastic, so I highly recommend you do it. So, I'll see you then.